Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to speak about the subject of why we should rely less on medication. Well, if you really think about it, the body, well, it's made to fight illnesses. It's made to heal itself. It's made to be able to protect us and to have a proper ecosystem. So if every time that we have a small headache or a small little cut and a small little pain in our back or whatever it is, well, then our body kind of starts relying on that stuff, which is really actually not good for it. I'm not saying that it's not bad, it's not good to take medication all the time, but there are some instances where you might be sick and you need some medications, or you really might have a very, very big migraine and you might need to take that medication in order to help yourself. But the thing is that, well, if you're relying on it every single time, then it almost becomes kind of like an addiction. The body does need to feel pain. They've made a new study, for example, even with inflammation, how when you get an injury, you basically want to try to get the inflammation down. Well, in the new study, they found out that if the body does not have inflammation, then it doesn't have the ecosystem in order for it to heal properly. So you're basically delaying the healing. Yes, the pain might go away a little bit faster because you might not have as much swelling and stuff like that, but you're not giving the body the right ingredients in order to heal. And what's going to happen is that if you delay the healing process, well, then you can create more scar tissue and so forth. So now they're saying that the best thing to do is still to use ice, but to alternate between ice and hot, ice and hot, ice and hot, so that you're keeping the inflammation at the same time, because you're taking the blood out, making it flow, and then bringing more blood in. So just if you are into taking a bunch of ibuprofen or whatever anti-inflammatory you're used to taking, well, again, you're delaying the fact that you would have healed a little bit faster. Not saying you're not going to heal, but you're just delaying that fact. And at the same time, medication tends to create more issues. It might fix one symptom of your body, but then if you look at the prescription, if you look in the little pamphlet in the instruction manual in the back, then you notice that actually there's a lot of side effects that can come with any medication, even the very safe ones. And that's why you have to always be careful, because you might be able to subdue one effect and then you're creating many others. That's why when people go to psychiatrists, for example, and they give them all this medication and they expect that the medication will just heal them, well, the problem is that most times it's not just something that you just give to someone and here you are, you're not depressed. What it's doing is it's subduing you. It's kind of making you less, or think less, or just basically be less active in your life. So by making you more sleepy, by making you less aware of your surroundings and feeling emotions, feeling pain and all that stuff, well, yeah, then you're going to be less depressed, but then everything is toned down, and they often have to go back, psychiatrists, and they have to look at you over and over again, and then kind of change your medication, give you a bigger dose, smaller dose, etc. And they're trying to find a combination that might work for you. And I'm not saying that again, some people do need to get medicated, but I'm just saying that often it's just a simple answer, because we live in a society where we want very fast results, but a lot of it comes from the fact that if you can't work on yourself, if you haven't worked the problem, the initial reason why you might have, I'm saying depression because it's easy to talk about that subject. If let's say you have depression and it's just easy to see a result if you take a medication that basically takes your depression away really fast if you just keep at it, well, then that's cool. But then at the same time, well, it's not a miracle pill, because the problems that led you to think that way, problems that led you to have that imbalance in your brain, or just the events that led to that depression, haven't been solved. So it's not through medication that you'll be able to fix it. They can just temporarily give you a patch. But in the end, it's up to you to want to work on things hard enough and for you to want to change. You can't tell someone to stop taking drugs or not to be an alcoholic and stuff like that. They kind of have to do it from within their own work. And if there's really some sort of chemical imbalance within your brain that is really handicapping you, or it's making you not be able to live, then we can look at medication. But it shouldn't be just given to anybody just so fast. I mean, think about it this way too. Everybody within the last 50 years that has a hyperactive kid just goes to the doctor and they say, oh, you have ADHD or ADD or whatever it is. But come on, every kid is hyperactive, and some people just have a little bit less attention span than others, especially in our society where everything is just moving so fast. And there's all these commercials, there's all these movies where there's millions and millions of shots every movie, and hundreds of cuts every 2-3 seconds, you know. So of course you're gonna become ADHD or ADD. It's because your brain is always processing so fast, so that when you tell it to slow, well, it's not very happy about that. But what about trying to have meditation in schools, for example? Sometimes the fact of being able to just say, hey, we can close that line of thought, or we can just put your brain to rest, that's also an exercise. Because maybe the fact is that some people just have a hyperactive brain and they just need to learn how to change gears. And just by being able to change your gears, well, then you don't have that hyperactivity anymore. You're able to control it, but it takes time. It could take years. Same with people who take so many sleeping pills and stuff like that just because they feel that they have to go to sleep. And yes, they may be tired, but if their body is not going to sleep, well, maybe they should just stay up for a while. Eventually, if you get so tired, you are going to fall asleep. But at the same time, it goes with the fact that you're not able to shift your brain into another gear. You're always thinking. And again, meditation, if you can be in the present moment and close off all these external thoughts, well, then the natural chemistry of the body will make you go to sleep. And I don't really feel that having a sleeping pill is going to give you that good sleep. Yeah, you might sleep, but it's not the natural chemicals of the body letting you do that. And at the same time, again, well, if your body gets used to not having to create those things, well, it's not going to create it. It's just going to get lazy. And I'm not saying that your body can't learn to recreate that stuff again, which it will, but it could take time. And depending on how long you've been taking that to help you sleep, well, you're going to eventually take even more time to have your body relearn it, and it's going to be harder. And because you have that habit, it's kind of hard to break it. And it just goes into a vicious circle. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have medication and you're taking medication, always double think about it, because you might be taking too much. And I'm not saying, again, that if you have a medical condition like a heart problem and stuff like that, that you might need to take it. But at the same time, there's probably a lot of times, because I've seen it in our society, where you're just medicated for absolutely nothing, and you're just wasting your money and you're just wasting your time because you just don't need it. Okay, that's it. That's all I have to say on the subject. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.